Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and let's go. It's a new week. What do we got? What is happening? And what are we going to see this week from Ripple, from XRP? What are the charts telling us? What are the news telling us? So let's get right into it. It's a new week. Let's get started on XRP. Now accounts for 3% of the total crypto market cap. We had a week where there was, obviously some sideways action. The 10 billion in circulating supply gone, which to date, at the moment, we still don't know what has happened there and why that is the case. So where do we go from here as far as, this week from an XRP point of view? What can we see the market do throughout the next 7 days? And for me, it's quite interesting. I always look at, if you look at the Google search versus the price. So the blue line represents the Google search, and obviously the chart is the chart, right? So when we see Google searches up, you can see the price skyrocketing, and when we see Google searches down, we can see the price going down. So how many people look on Google in regards to XRP has a correlation with the price as well. So the more people are talking about it, the more people are investing in it. So an uptake in Google searches will see Ripple as well go up in value. So it's very interesting to correlate the two together, because when we're looking at the overall market, we're looking at news, we're looking at any upcoming updates. We're also looking at the Google searches, the sentiment in the market. There's a lot of factors that go into price changes, but very interesting to see that when Google searches are up, so is the price. Very, very fascinating to watch. So what happened throughout last week, and what can we expect this week? So for me personally, I think this is the week of the all-time. So I think an all-time high is coming this week. And so for me, there's a couple of factors for that, and we'll cover it off today throughout the episode. But for me, one of the most important things is that I think today we could go to $1.74 and then continue on the journey towards 220 and then beyond, and then 330 and continue to go up. So for me, I think this is a crucial week. I think it's a very important week, and we saw what happened last week, with the price dropping to 140. I think it's a great support level, but we're ready now to kick off and move. So if we look at it from this point of view as well, we can see whenever we hit the price there and how we dropped and continue to drop, and now we're ready. So this will be now the next support for the next next move up. So based on this graph, we can go to 330, 340 within the next 7 days, which will be really, really exciting to watch and watch unfold, because we've been, we hit that 190, and then, slowly we've been coming down, and we've now been a couple of weeks that we've been consolidating in this phase. So we're ready for that next phase. How it looks is something like this. So we've made a W pattern here. And so at that 140, we have found support, and now we're ready to go up. Either way, this week, we will know for sure whether we're going up or down, and I'll cover both. But for me, this is more of an uptrend than a downtrend. And so for me, there's about like 90% chance based on what I'm seeing here that we're going to 260, 330 and beyond this week. Now, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. And the reason why I say 90 and not 100, because nothing is ever full certain in this space, and anything and everything can happen. So Ripple ramps up sales of XRP, says whales are quietly accumulating. So this particular article talks about how Ripple's sales are up, the demand for the instant liquidity is up compared to the last quarter, and how the whales are quietly in the background purchasing more and more XRP. I mentioned that in yesterday's video that when the prices are down, the whales, the 0.01 percenters, are actually purchasing a lot more XRP. While everyone else is sort of worried and timid and selling a little bit, these guys are buying, and they're buying in bulk. Which is, of course, that's why we call them whales. So again, I think this is what's happening. I think we're going to break out. When we break out, we will go very fast towards $2. Maybe retrace to 180, and that this could be a day or two, and then continue to push forward and move beyond. So this is the kind of pattern that I'm seeing. This is what I think is going to happen this week. So we're not talking about next year or in 3 weeks time. I'm talking about this week being the week that we break into the all-time highs. So from a tradingview.com, we've actually got, at the moment, at the time of making this, $1.58. And we've got a buy signal at the moment for XRP on the XRP USD charts. Now we went as low as 140, I believe, at one stage. I'll confirm that with you in just a few moments. But overall, you know, we had that drop. I think the drop was coming. We've hit that support line, and I think that there now is going to be a catalyst for our rise. So I'm very, 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 very excited for that. Now, from a price point of view, we hit a low of 144 in the last 24 hours, and now we're already at 158. And I think that was probably, you know, that support, and now we will see some major momentum kick in throughout the next 24 hours and beyond. So 174 is what I'm looking for over the next 24 hours. So if we can get above 174 and stay above 174, then I think we are in for a mighty, mighty week. So this particular wave and this particular wedge formation would get us to about $2, but I think we will break out of this formation, and that will be when the exciting times really kick in for this particular bull run. I mentioned it earlier about these kind of patterns. Every time we've done one of these, we've had a nice, very nice uprise. That there will now see us into 220. So if we follow the pattern that has been going on, the 220 will be the next stop. And then from there, really, it's about breaking 220, support at 220, and then pushing forward beyond 220. So very, very important phase, and we are in a very, very important part of the bull run for Ripple, because as I've mentioned, we've had since probably, it's been a while that we've been in the that we were in 190, and now we've dropped, and we've dropped now into the 140s, 150s, and we're finding great support there. But now is the time to really kick off in a big way. Of course, when I mentioned 90% positive and 10%, the 10% is always, you know, what's going on with the SEC, what will happen out of the SEC case over the next coming days. You know, obviously it will be Thursday in America, Friday in Australia that we will find out. So there is a couple of factors still to be discussed around this topic, and that's why I've left that 10%. But for me personally, the positive news is way better than the negative news, and this particular formation that has occurred and what is going on right now, I'm going to trend sideways for a little bit before we push to before we continue this bull run. For me, again, 90% that this is where we're going. And myself personally, two ways this can play out. We're going to $1 or we're going to $3 this week. That, to me, I don't see anything else from happening. You know, I think we're in a crucial phase. We've got Cardano pumping. We've got other altcoins. We've got Ethereum that is going really, really well at the moment. It's had, you know, quite a nice rise. It's about to crack the 4,000 at the time of making this. You know, Cardano's gone up 30% this week. We're back to number 7 in the world. We've seen, you know, what happened with Dogecoin, you know, like that it went up all the way to 70. I think it went all the way to 74, like 70, like it went quite a bit high. It went, you know, like quite a bit. I mean, you know, the high at the moment of it has been 69 cents. So, but the actual, 73 cents is the all-time high at the moment for Dogecoin. And, you know, now at the moment we're at 55, it dropped all the way to 44. So for me, it's an exciting time. It's a crucial week. I think we're going to be very, very surprised about what happens next. However, I always have to mention as well the other scenario. You know, like I said, we're not about horoscopes here and moons and dates and the lunar systems. We're about facts, numbers, and crunching it all together. For me, I think we're going two ways that this week can go. We're going to $1 or we're going to $3. I would love your feedback. I'd love to know what you guys think. How do you feel about being number 7 at the moment? What are your thoughts around that? Are we going to 3 or are we going to 1? I'd love to have either a number 3 or a number 1 in the comment section. I also do want to mention to some of you that I do not use WhatsApp. Do not message those WhatsApp messages. They are automatic messages built by spam accounts. I don't do spam. I don't trade Bitcoin. So please, 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 please be careful with these comments, because I do create new YouTube accounts and try and act as me. The only way to know for sure whether it's the original account owner or not commenting is that the original account owner has a gray circle around its name when they comment. So be mindful of that. As always, if you learned something new today, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And remember, put a 3 or put a 1 in the comments. Let's go.